Have you ever been in that season of your life where you feel as though you need that partner to make you feel complete? That one that you're sure will be your ride or die, that will take you on all the life ventures that you have never been on, or you feel as though you can't do solo? Well, I was in that era of my life 10 years ago, to the point where I forced myself into a relationship that I knew I was not ready for mentally, physically, emotionally. That led me 10 years later to the point of divorce and becoming a single mom with 2 children, living in a whole new country. Now, for many persons, you would say that that's just one story out of the many persons who have been living happily ever after in their lovely relationship with their dream partner. But for me, it is not about the fact that we may not find love whenever our time does come. It's more about the fact that we push ourselves into situations just because our minds or circumstances may tell us that we need to find somebody to make us complete. I do hope you can spare me 10 minutes of your time so I can save you 10 years of your life in not making the same mistakes that I made in believing that the only way I could feel fulfilled in my life was when I was with a partner, and that was the only way that I would feel complete. I guess it's fair to say that the reality of most of our mindsets in believing that we needed a partner, especially when we are moms, came from the fact that we saw our foreparents living the lifestyle of being in a relationship even if it made them unhappy. I have grown so much in the last few years in learning about my self-worth and to value myself enough where if it meant that I needed to raise my children all by myself, then this was okay, especially for the fact that I have grown closer to God and knowing that He would give me the strength, the direction, and everything that I would need in order to raise my children effectively. I have also grown to understand the importance of being mentally okay as a woman in being able to nurture and love my children in the best way possible, while leaning on God for all the support that I need, especially being in a country where I don't have the level of community to help me to raise my children. I recently started doing vendor markets for my small business, and I have been so in love with this aspect of my life that is not even funny. By no means am I saying that this is easy or it is one that everyone can do, but using this as a means to reclaim my life after spending the last 10 years trying to convince my ex-partner to do my dreams with me was really a hard lesson that I had to learn, that my dream was my priority. And I feel as though this is a mistake that we often make, especially as women, and that is to believe that we need to fit our entire lives into the life of our partners once it is that we do enter that relationship. I have grown so much to understand that it is my responsibility to chase my dreams and to also show my children, especially my daughter, that it is very important in this day and age. It is okay for her to chase her dreams while also going ahead and taking care of her family, even if that means that she has to do it solo. I found my spot, you guys. I'm so excited. I started out this video in such a dull mood, but just seeing my spot and just knowing that's me tomorrow, I'm super excited. And so it is very important that your takeaway from this video is not about you being single in order to feel fulfilled, but it's more so you maintaining a mindset that even if you're with a partner or not, it should not deter you from chasing their dreams or living your ultimate best life. I have never been so happy within myself knowing that I have been able to rediscover a side of me that I thought I lost in marriage and motherhood. And I also wanted to be very much acknowledgeable for the fact that many of us women lost ourselves in motherhood once we become single, but it is also a point where we have that power to reclaim our lives in the best way possible if only we gain back that trust within ourselves and to believe that God will direct us into the right path that He knows that we need to be. And a key point that I feel is very important that I touch on also is the misconception that us women are in this era of our lives of wanting to do everything all by ourselves. Now, I for one have no problem having to do my grocery runs while also taking care of my household and doing my small business. Most times it's not because we choose it, but it's what has been given to us. No, I know for a fact that many of you women also may be in a position where you're like, okay, I'd rather to be in a relationship where I still get the help, even if it makes me unhappy. But the question that I want you to ask yourself is, am I being true to me to the point where if anything should happen tomorrow, I would feel as though I did my best with my life? And that's the question that I asked myself that gave me the peace to walk away from a situation that I knew no longer served me or my children. So I don't want you to be afraid of having to do everything by yourself and being judged by a world that is so filled with hatred for walking away and choosing yourself or asking a stranger to help you.
We just keep on walking, but never really getting nowhere. It's like we keep on talking, but never really saying nothing.
So since you have invested this far into the video, I want you to ask yourself whether you're in a relationship or not. Am I feeling fulfilled? Am I doing the things that I really know that I need to do to make my life worth it? If my partner was to disappear tomorrow, would I feel as though I wasted all my years pouring into this person, or would I feel accomplished in knowing that I also lived out my dreams while we were building together? If you are not able to answer those questions with a pure and honest heart, then you are missing out on the life that God has called you to live individually. I strongly believe in us building as with our partners, but I also believe that each person has an individual gift that we also need to build on, that God has given us to help somebody else out there in the world. And if you are allowing a partner to rob you of that experience in sharing what God has placed in your heart to help somebody else, then I must say that you're not only doing yourself a disjustice, but you're also doing that person or that community a disjustice by not doing that which you have called to do for your personal life. And as they always say, two stories can be true at once, and that is one where I am an advocate for relationships. I am an advocate for one that strongly believes in you finding that lifelong partner that helps you to become the best version of yourselves, and that you both build and become an empire. I also am an advocate for one where you build your life individually, whether you're in a relationship or not, and not allowing society or anybody at all to force you into something that you may not be ready for or God has not ordained for you. I don't believe that everybody needs to be in a relationship in order to be happy, as well as I do believe that there are some people who thrive best when they are coupled with someone else. So I say all this to say that whatever era of your life that you are presently in, whether single or with a partner, don't make your decisions based on what society have painted out for you, but do so based on what God has placed on your heart and where it is that you are in your life specifically. And I do hope that whatever it is that you can pick from this video to help you make the best decisions for your dating life or your life overall, that it makes sense for you to justify your reasons in being in a relationship. And hopefully it's not just because society depicts that you should be, or you feel as though that's the only way you can be complete. And I strongly believe also that there's nothing more beautiful than to be in a relationship where your self-worth, your self-identity, and your goals are so on point that it makes it really easy for you to be coupled with the right person that will only propel you to the next level. And so I will share with you the most important part of this video that I want you to grasp, and that is to learn to romanticize the simplest of things in this season of your life of being single. I want you to take that opportunity to become the best version of yourself by loving on you to the maximum. I have grown to understand that you cannot love somebody until you have learned to love yourself. And this also is a biblical standpoint where the Bible says in the 10 commandments, love thy neighbor as thyself. So if it is that you're on a journey of self-love, of self-development, and you're also having that strong desire to be in a relationship, I do hope that you are open enough to also be in love with yourself before you are ready to pour into anybody else's cup. And yes, this also goes for my moms who are single. We have to get used to the idea that we have to love ourselves before we can pour into our children. And this is something that I hope you have gotten from this video as well. Whatever you feel as though will make you be that woman that you desire to be outside of motherhood, this video will motivate you to do so as you go ahead and do that which you know is your due diligence in being a mom.